What will you be remembered for? What would you like to be remembered for? What is a life worth living? What is a good life? Those are haunting questions, and they play a major role in whether we find happiness and peace in our lives. In this video, I will coach you with the concept of earning your life, what it means for you to earn your life, and what you can do to make it happen in your life today. Pen and paper ready? Let's do this. My name is Greg Jalbert. I'm a life and personal finance coach, and my life purpose is to help and inspire people to live with personal agency. I share what I know about coaching and personal finance on a cup of coffee so you can build wealth in your life and live a life of purpose. What does it mean to earn your life? It basically means that you have no regret, that you have reached out in your life for fulfillment. And I quote, "We are living an earned life when the choices, risks, and efforts that we make in each moment align with an overarching purpose in our lives, regardless of the eventual outcome." This comes from Marshall Goldsmith, a hero of mine, a mentor, a coach, somebody who has been coaching executive leaders all around the world for many years. And he's written a book called The Earned Life that he's released recently, and we talked about this concept that we're talking about today. I love Marshall's book, but I particularly love this one. I think it's a masterpiece. It's really the accumulation of everything he's done in his life. So if you like reading good books, I really recommend it, and you can find a link below if you want to purchase it. There are three interlocking dimensions which contribute to earning your life. The first one is action, which is defined as what we're doing right now. If I look from a time perspective, when I was a teenager or even before that, and even as a young adult, most of my life was defined by actions, what I was doing every day. And those actions were not necessarily bringing me a lot of fulfillment. And the reason why is that something else was missing. And that is ambition, which is defined as what we want to achieve. When I was a student, basically I wanted to get diplomas, master in economics, and I did an MBA. So those were actually the things that I was focused on in terms of achievement, in terms of goals. However, ambition on its own is not enough. You need an additional spice to put on top to be able to really realize your ambitions. And that is aspiration. That is what we want to become as a person. Coming back to my studies here, none of the ambitions that I had or the actions that I was taking was actually related to an aspiration in my life. And so I was lacking motivation at the time to actually complete any of this just because I didn't know why I was doing it. Aspiration is a pursuit of an objective which is greater than any time-bound objective. It is a never-ending path where your joy is taken by continuing this journey and enjoying every step of the way in progressing through it and earning your life so you can look back and actually say, I've been there, I've done that, and I'm continuing to do this. My life aspiration is summarized by my life purpose statement, which is to help and inspire people to live with personal agency. And doing this video is precisely about that, so that makes me happy. And there are plenty of possibilities for what you can aspire to. You might want to be a better parent or a better friend. You want to change the world in many different ways that you can choose for yourself, or you might just want to serve other people. Or simply, you want to be content in your life and have a balanced life. What matters is that that's what you aspire to. The key benefit of knowing what you aspire to is that it will give you intrinsic motivation in your life because you will be aligned with yourself. Your body and mind will be in resonance when you go in the direction of your aspiration. Coaching time. As coaching exercise, you can look at my video on life purpose research that you can find here and here. That will help you to really understand what you aspire to in your life. The video will guide you through the steps to building your inner understanding and the direction in your life. This is what it looks like for me as a finished format, showing my life purpose, what each word means for me, my values anchoring how I want to live this life purpose, my strengths for the best way for me to deliver on this life purpose, and my passions for the environment where I want to express my life purpose. I would like to thank you for spending this time with me and watching this video today. If you like this video so far, then you know what to do, and don't forget to subscribe and put the notification on so you can get a notice every time a new video is out. Also, check out below in the description other YouTube videos which talk about the same type of concept. There's plenty out there that is interesting to watch to actually understand this concept in more depth. Ambition is a pursuit of any defined goal. They are time-bound and they can go in multiple dimensions. Ambitions are informed by your aspiration, your life purpose. One framework that I like to use is Aspire, which I learned from the Happiness Studies Academy, and you can find a link below about this. I cross-reference my ambitions, my life goals, with the 5 elements of the Aspire, which is the spiritual well-being, physical well-being, intellectual well-being, relational well-being, and emotional well-being. It means that my goals need to fulfill my life purpose and at the same time contribute to my Aspire. And I also use a framework from the 100-Year Life book that helps me to understand the intangible assets that I am whether building or depleting in my life. Because there is a give and take in the goals that you have in life. If you focus on your relationships, for instance, you might have less time for your work and vice versa. So one that is a focus in your life goal will have a detrimental effect sometimes on another goal in your life. That means keeping an eye on your intangible assets, where they are in the reservoir, and knowing which one you're prioritizing at which point in life and for what reason. When you're looking at your ambitions and your life goal, make sure that you distinguish between the objective, the statement about the objective, and the key result that you expect. For example, you can have a generic ambition and objective to keep your brain healthy for as long as possible in your life. And the key results of this might be a lot more specific. So, for instance, you might want to learn a new language every 3 years. Or you might want to read a minimum of 30 books per year, or you might want to be beating Sudoku at devil level. I'm not going to do that. As a coaching exercise and discovering what your ambitions are, your life goals, please make sure to check out and do the exercise in this video, which is about how to discover your life goals. It will guide you through building clear goals based on what you truly aspire to in life. This is what it looks like for me as a finished format. You see my life goals with one overarching goal on top, then you have the key results for the life goals. You also have the correlation that I have with my Aspire elements, how they contribute to my Aspire elements. And I also go one level deeper with 2022 goals and key results, as otherwise it stays just a bit too high with just the life goals themselves. Actions are all the specific things we do every day. They can be active or passive and reflect a conscious choice. At least it should be a conscious choice and one which is aligned with your ambitions. And your ambitions themselves are aligned with your aspiration. Ask yourself this question. How much of the actions that you take every day in your life, whether they're passive or active actions, are contributing to your ambitions and your aspiration? Here there are different ways people operate. You can be very serendipitous about it, or you can be very organized about it. If you're in this serendipity side, you will use the deep sense of being grounded in your life purpose, your intuitions, to let the environment guide you through your actions. Which means that you probably have a natural strength of putting yourself out there, in the field out there, and creating the opportunity for serendipity. Then your actions follow from that. If you're more like me, I need a lot of organization to be able to actually keep up with what I want my life to be, my ambitions, my aspirations. So I need to be organized about it. And I use Evernote, a note that I do weekly, which allows me to have actions which are contributing to my 2022 goals and key results. Here is what it looks like for me last week. You see that I put my life purpose as a constant reminder on top. Then I have categories which correspond to my life goals and also my 2022 goals, and with actions for this week. And I guess massive kick with ticking boxes, so there are plenty of them. I have a separate list of routines, which are already part of things that I have assimilated and do not need planning anymore, but I still keep them there as a reminder. And I schedule everything at the beginning of the week in my calendar, because if it is not in my calendar, it just doesn't happen. Coaching time. Ask yourself the following questions. Are you more of a serendipitous person or an organizer? If you are serendipitous, are you using it to help fulfill your aspiration and ambitions? If you are an organizer, are you using your organizing strengths to align your life to your aspiration and ambitions? And for both, what can you do more or differently? How do you feel? If you feel like me, this exercise has given me a lot of alignment between my aspiration, my ambitions, and my actions, which brings me a deep sense of contentment, calm, and focused energy. Remember that earning this good life that you've defined takes effort. It is the journey that counts much more than the end result. It is the time that you're going to fall, pick yourself up, try again, push again, improve, and go through that journey and eventually be able to look back and say, I've earned it. I put the effort to create this life for myself. I hope you have enjoyed the video, and I will see you next week for more coaching and personal finance with coffee.